Right, what is going on, my friend? How you doing? I hope you're having a good start to New Year. So I want to make this quick video to have this conversation with you about the mindset I'm going to be adopting for 2021 based on what I learned in 2020. Now, first of all, before we get into it, I just want to make you aware, like, obviously, excuse me if I'm like doing this with my hands a little, right? Or shaking a little, like here in England, it is freezing, all right? But it's like, I'm not sure you can see literally, if you can see the steam coming out of my mouth as I'm talking, it's that cold. But anyway, right, I'm falling off track. Yeah, I want to make this video because, again, I haven't actually made a video on like reflect on 2020 because I feel it's important, because I know that the mindset I'm going to be using for 2021 to achieve my health fitness goals and everything else in life is going to, you know, benefit you as well to actually adopt the same mindset in your life as well, right? So I said, give me a second to warm up my hands, right? Also, as we know, 2020 was definitely not the year we expected it to be, right? Obviously, for all of us, it was full of highs and lows. I feel for me, being honest and raw, is like looking back, obviously, like a lot of my obstacles I faced in 2020 was more so like injury related, I guess you could say. Because obviously, if we look back at the start of, towards the start of the year in 2020, obviously February, I got a concussion from doing handstand push-ups and gymnastic rings, right? And then March, I was really close to achieving the one-arm chin-up. But then obviously, you know, things just happen, and obviously I then picked up golfer's elbow. And then again, recovered from that in about a month. And a few weeks later, in July, I then strained my hip flexor doing the front split, because again, I was just too impatient with it because I was so close to it. And then, you know, ego's the enemy, right? My ego got the better of me. And obviously, I just created another setback for myself. Obviously, combine that with obviously, I think like the hip flexor took about 3 months to recover from. So again, everything was all good for a few weeks. Obviously then, as you've seen recently, I then started picking up acid reflux issues, which is actually still something that is like present now, right? It's more under control. I've still got to modify my training and nutrition and all of that. Fortunately, I'm actually seeing a specialist this week about it as I'm actually like recording this. And so, like I said, it's literally like been a year, despite it being a good year in everything else, right? And I still made progress in, you know, the good areas, right? It's like, again, it was a case of like, you know, one obstacle arriving, overcoming it, another one arising, and then going from there. And obviously, that's just talking from like the physical side of things, right? Obviously, mentally, when the first wave of like COVID and lockdown hit around May, like I said, it impacted us all mentally. It definitely impacted me, which again is something I haven't, you know, shared publicly in many of my videos, because yeah, it was like, even, you know, me, obviously initially JG Calisthenics being one of the go-to guys for bodyweight training and home workouts, obviously it was amazing, right? Obviously with how many people wanted my support with it, with their health and fitness and transform their bodies during the pandemic. But it was like, I feel mentally, again, just dealing with like the loneliness and isolation of being in lockdown, it did impact pardon me, asthma. It did impact my mental health quite a bit. And again, I think because it happened for like one day, it was like, again, behind the scenes, it just happened. It started becoming a bit more of a thing during the first wave of lockdown. And it was just weird because, again, like as you'd see on camera, I'm full of positivity, abundance, and confidence, but literally like my brain was just a complete opposite. I was just like beating myself down over the smallest of things. I feel as well, just mentally dealing with like injuries. Obviously with injuries, it's like when you get set back, you lose progress, you see your hard-earned effort kind of fade away, and it's just like mentally difficult dealing with it. Obviously rebranding my business from JG Calisthenics to JK Fitness to do more than just calisthenics. I feel the fear of unknown of obviously rebranding a business definitely created a bit of anxiety for me. So I said with all of this, it was like, I don't know, it was really weird because I knew in order to grow, I needed to change. I felt that, you know, looking at how I wanted to change, I was then beginning to question whether I was actually good enough to continue doing what I was doing. Do you know what I mean? Again, you look at what I'm doing and you think it's absolutely crazy because like, because again, like my thoughts and my mental health at the time was just like, I just thought to myself, like, this isn't me, right? Like, this is not real, right? So I actually began to journal my thoughts and all the negative BS and all the self-doubt going on in my head. And I actually looked at the notes I took down in my journal, and then, freaking hell, it is freezing, right? But I looked at my notes in my journal, and I then looked at like my external world, right? I looked at obviously the love I'd get from friends and family, the support from subscribers, you guys, and even like coaching clients. It was like, everything's just positive. Like, I couldn't find a negative comment or anything negative about me. Of course, like, you know, the occasional troll on the internet, but it's like, screw them, they don't matter, right? But it's like 99% of other people are giving me nothing but positive emotions. And that's where I was thinking to myself, like, I was actually putting my life on hold just to wait for the perfect time to come with the pandemic. Because it's like, initially I was like, obviously with the pandemic, obviously we saw things improve slightly in the summer, and then things got worse. And I was thinking to myself, like, I'll do X when Y's better, or I'll do A when B happens. It was like, I was waiting for the perfect time to happen, and because it wasn't happening, I was creating all this negative BS about me, because again, the things I wanted to happen in the external world wasn't actually working in my favor. So, and then it let it impact my internal state. Do you see what I mean? And so obviously having an open mind, obviously, you know, talking about what was going on in my head to friends, family, obviously, you know, specialists, actually getting support with my mental health. That's where, again, as obviously document my journey with vlogs, seeing my mental state improve, I began to actually turn like my obstacles into advantages. Do you know what I mean? It was like, right, it was like, now I feel that from like the mental obstacles, I feel like I had greater mental resilience, right? Going towards the end of 2020. So I was like, right, it was not just, you know, figuring out ways to actually help me with my health and fitness more by obviously, you know, working with new coaches to support me with my goals of building muscle, looking and feeling my best self, despite, you know, dealing with acid reflux and such. But also as well, you know, serving one-on-one clients better, transforming their bodies and their lifestyles better. Again, thinking of, you know, how to, you know, impact more people's bodies and lives and make, you know, even more things that I could be freaking proud of, right? To again, turn that scarcity, negative BS in my head to positivity and abundance, right? And that's where obviously the idea of Train with Jake came, which is obviously how Train with Jake released at the start of January. And so, like I said, it's like turning, you know, the adversities into advantages, despite obviously all the craziness in 2020 and, you know, the craziness that will continue to happen in 2021. It's like, this is the kind of mindset that I'm going to be using, propelling me forward in 2021. That obviously, I'm not saying you have to, but I encourage you to listen to what I'm going to share. So again, you know, use it in your own life and see how it can help you as well. And so, like I said, in 2021, I'm not putting my life on hold and, you know, putting my goals on hold just because of what's going on in the external world, like 2020. Because, like, although how cringy, like cliche it sounds, like we've only got one life, right? It's like we don't know how much longer, like, this pandemic's going to be, right? Whether it was 3 months, 6 months, longer than that. It's like, it's scary to think of that, of course, but it's like we can't control that, right? It's like we've got to focus on the things we can control. If we're dealing with any obstacles, anything that impacts us regarding, you know, the pandemic, or anything like obviously I've shared with you, if you obviously pick up an ache or pain, an injury, or obviously, you know, for me, regarding acid reflux and that, it's like, what do? Do you just like sit and whine about it, right? And just like, you know, see your life as you just get older day by day, seeing you not get anywhere? Or is it just like, screw this, right? It's like, look at the adversity and turn it into an opportunity, and actually, again, just pivoting and adapting, right? And just, you know, pivoting your approach. It's like, just because you've used one approach now doesn't mean you can use another approach if you have to. And the thing is as well, is like sometimes when you actually pivot and adapt, you know, overcome obstacles and, you know, look at new opportunities, it's like when you use new approaches in your health and fitness or anything else in life, you may actually find that you're actually getting towards the goals you wish to achieve in your health and fitness and everything else in life because of overcoming those obstacles, right? It's a case of having that abundant mindset, as I said. It's like what stands in the way becomes the way, right? It's like really in life, I feel like, you know, anyone, like, especially with you know, like COVID and pandemic, it's like, it's okay to try new things. And when we try new things, it's okay to, you know, fail and make mistakes. Because really the way to succeed, especially in 2021, is failing forward, right? It's learning from mistakes and just, again, learning from them and improving upon them. That's how you succeed, right? It's like you don't get anywhere in life, especially like health and fitness, by trying to not make mistakes, because you're going to mess up, right? You may try things regarding your training or nutrition that doesn't work, and that's okay. It's like, learn from it, try something else, and when you try something else and it works, right, now you're starting to see results in your health and fitness, because again, you've learned from that previous mistake. Do you see what I mean? And that's what it's all about in 2021, and you know, no matter how long this pandemic lasts or life in general, it's like, it's not a case of dwelling on the things we can't control. It's about controlling what we can control, right? And especially if we control the things we can control, like in our health and fitness, we can use that to, again, see the results we want in our body and our health, and use that to propel us forward in all areas of life, right? Because it's like, you know, it doesn't matter like who you are watching this video. If you want to lose 10 pounds of fat, if you want to gain 10 pounds of muscle, right? If you're skinny fat and you want to do both, right? It's like, we've all got a starting point, right? We've all got to start somewhere, and I know how uncomfortable it is to start when, you know, you may have, you know, body image issues or insecurities with your body. Because again, for me, what actually motivated me to start my health and fitness, right, and take a stand for my health and transform my body, was actually, again, you know, I had no confidence talking or being around girls, and again, I didn't want to be seen anywhere shirtless, because I was always made fun of for, you know, the type of body I had. A skinny guy with stubborn fat around my midsection, right? It's like, you've got to start somewhere, right? Everyone's got to start somewhere, right? And so if you actually use, you know, pain and adversity to move you forward, it's like, that's how you're going to create the transformation you desire in your fitness, your body, and all areas of life, right? It's how I personally did it, right? And it's like, you can do the same even during a pandemic, right? It's like, again, talk about health and fitness, right? Which is obviously what this channel's about. It's like, if you're somewhere in the world where you've still got access to a gym, it's like, great, that's awesome. Use what you can use, right? It's like, if you're on lockdown, right, especially here in like the UK and many other areas in the world, it's like body training at home, right? Or you can invest in some equipment to help with your progress if you want. It's like, this YouTube channel, as you've seen, literally has resources for everything you need, whether it's body training at home, weights in the gym, a combination of both. It's all sorted for you. You've got all the answers, right? We've got access to everything we need on the freaking internet. It's like, use it, right? Have that open mindset. Focus on the things you do have, not the things you don't have, right? It's like, that's how we're going to move forward in 2021. And that's the mindset I'm going to be adopting as well. It's focusing on what we can control, focusing on what we do have, because if we use that, right, it's like, that's how we're going to get to where we want to go, right? Because it's just focusing on achieving our goals regardless of the external circumstances, right? So that, we've been rolling for quite a while, but I want to share that with you because, again, I just wanted to make it raw and honest, because I feel like, you know, if this video can just, you know, help one person like yourself, you know, take a stand for your health and fitness and actually start your fitness journey and start seeing results in your fitness journey and use it to then carry to all areas of your life, then I've done my job right? So obviously apologies. Well, I say apologies. Obviously, thank you for watching, right? Thank you for obviously putting up with me shaking my hands back and forth multiple times, right? And so, yeah, like I said, if you enjoyed this video, I'd actually love to know. Comment below. Right, join the conversation with us and the team and the crew, everyone on the Gain Straight Express. It's like, what's your mindset for 2021? I've shared mine in this video. I'd love to hear yours. And again, we can all interact as a happy online family as we are now, and just exchange thoughts and mindset with one another. So again, help us all, you know, make 2021 the best year of our lives, right? Again, if you want to send me a DM or a message on social media, links are in the description below, or again, I can even pop them up here at JK Fitness. You know the drill. And yeah, like I said, hope you enjoyed this video. Yeah, I think there's really not much else to say other than, again, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your support. Thank you for supporting me, especially in 2020, where, as I've shared in this video, I had many times where I doubted myself, questioned what I was doing. But again, it's the support from you guys that, you know, realigns me with my purpose and my why of why I do what I do. I wanted to obviously, you know, impact, you know, and transform the bodies of 100,000 people, with you being one of them, right? So, like I said, and I've said like 3 times now, thank you so much for watching. Keep moving forward. Appreciate your support as always. And I'll see you in the next video, because regardless of what's going on in the world, we keep moving